My name is Megan Liacano.
I'm Kitty McCabe.
My name is Anna Allegretti.
My name is Adam Petrosino.
My name is Lexi Loros.
And my position was the sound designer.
And I'm the props designer.
I'm one of the co-lighting designers.
I am a co-projections designer.
I was a costume and hair and makeup designer for Curious Incident.
My design position entails a lot of work. It was a very intensive process to be able to find all these different assets, learning these new programs, and putting it on different places on the stage, changing the colors, changing the opacity. The biggest thing about this was styling it to show the mind of the characters in the show, especially through Curious Incident. It was very important that we show Christopher's mind and what makes him special. We had a designer who drew a lot of the art for the projections that we used because we were going with the theme of chalk. I think design positions are very valuable for learning, especially. A lot of the people that came into this design process were new, and being able to learn these complex programs and apply them to this show especially, which was a challenge, sets Shu up and the designers up for an amazing future in whatever realm they may access here.
Any tiny little thing that they touch and is mentioned is our job to make sure that they have from the show. For me personally, how I like to design is to read the script, go through and read and note down anything that is mentioned. And then we went down to our perch area, which holds all of our props, and we found anything that could possibly work for the show. And then we worked from there to be okay, this we have to get from Amazon, this we have to get from a pet store, this we have to scour the internet for, because some stuff is easier to find, and then there's always something crazy that you have to search for. We have a live rat and a live dog, and just the aspect of we found the animals, we're taking care of the animals. My co-designer Macy, it's her pet rat that she's taking care of. I'm the one who's driving the dog, and I feel it just adds to the story so much, because a stuffed dog or a stuffed rat would give the similar effect, but just especially the end moment with the live dog, it's so much more of a beautiful moment. This is where all the props go backstage, and once we had mostly everything, I put tape down the middle of the table to be Act 1 and Act 2. And then I'm okay, this is the books, and then you tape around it and you label it, so then if there's an empty spot, they can be that's where blank should be. All of your hard work, now everyone gets to see it, and you don't understand how much work it is until you're doing a design position, but it's at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you can be okay, we finished, and it looks great, and everyone gets to enjoy it.
We used different YouTube to MP3 converters. That was our big thing that we did. But we also used GarageBand to mix different sounds and record voices. And then with that, it then was putting it into QLab and writing the cues and continuing to fix things and level them so that they all sound correct in the theater out there. A show would not happen without designers, truly. Without the people that are putting in the hard work behind the scenes, the show wouldn't be what the show is. That light cue, that sound cue, that projection cue just makes the scene what it is, truly. This was all of our first time sound designing, so it was a lot of trial and error and figuring out how to work all the different things we needed to do. So it was a lot of going back and changing things or adding things, which can be very time consuming. You can never walk into a design position and think it's going to be easy.
Choosing what colors the lights are, what designs they have, when they go on, when they go off. It was a lot of thinking about how to isolate the actors and how to make it stylized without taking too much away from everything that's happening on stage. The designer positions are so valuable because without them I feel the show would just be so one-dimensional. It was my first time doing it by myself, so I think it was really just I just feel really proud of that.
Basically, it entailed me going and finding different costume pieces, figuring out what I wanted to do with their hair to make sure it was in the style of the play and the time period and all that sort of things. We are the backbone of what makes every single show come alive, especially a show like Curious Incident. I knew exactly that he was going to be in some sort of red t-shirt and a blue zip-up hoodie. That's exactly what he ended up in because the director loved it. I ended up running around like a chicken with his head cut off because I went to Target, went to Michael's, and that's just the life of being a designer, which I learned. It's part of the process, is sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I think this entire process I'm like super proud of because I've never designed before. I'm just really proud that I was able to accomplish what I could.